who perhaps is the person who's always complaining about how cold it is wherever they may be, why not give them the gift of warm and cozy from a trusted brand name like Sunbeam? Janine Mullen is here. Nice to see you as always.
Thank you for having me.
This is that velvet plush that so many of you love in your blankets and throws, but this is from Sunbeam, so it's actually a heated blanket. What's incredible though is look at how fluid this blanket is. So when I think of the electric blankets I had as a kid, where you felt these big bulges and wires all the way through, Janine, gosh, you really don't feel much of anything. They've come such a long way.
I know, you have to try to erase that from your mind a little bit even, you know, because, you know, with technology and luxury, they come together now to bring us these unbelievable products, and Sunbeam is such a trusted name, and they're really a leader in this type of technology.
Well, we have this for you in all sizes. It's in twin, full, queen, and king. Your twin and full will have one single remote. Your queen and king will have double remotes so that each side of the bed can be controlled. We also have great colors. So on the bed here is the one that we're calling the blue, and it's kind of a slate blue. Underneath there we have this beautiful, sorry,
wine.
I'm trying to look
We
at
call
my,
this wine.
I'll just ask you for it,
Yeah,
Janine.
and you know what?
This is that wine burgundy.
Yeah, and
right,
you know, it's starting fall. It's fun to have this, you know, in your bedroom or your guest bedroom to kind of decorate a little bit.
Yeah.
It's so fun. And guests are always so surprised when they say, oh, is this a heated blanket? They're all, you know,
Yeah,
it's kind
right?
This is sand.
Beautiful color, almost like a champagne color. Isn't that pretty?
It's very high end.
This is gray.
And then I have the eggplant over here. And you know our QVC girls, they love their purple.
Purples. This is the olive green down here. And then finally we have it for you in that chocolate brown.
Oh my gosh, just feeling this, I just wish everyone could feel it. I hope you can see how luxurious it is.
How plush it really is,
so high
right?
end. It's so, Jill said, well, tell me about, you know, your blanket, Janine. I said, this is my most favorite blanket I've ever presented.
Wow.
Ever. Like, that says a lot.
Yeah,
you know, we have a lot
because
of
you've brought a
different
lot of
products.
great products here.
Yeah.
By the way, it's all machine washable and tumble dry, so I love that fact with this as well. So easy to take care of, and you also have great control with the controllers themselves. There's safety features here. I mean, some of you might just want to use this to preheat the bed before you get in.
Yeah.
Some of you who get chilled all through the night, but you don't want heavy layers on top of you, now you have the ability with this remote control to really decide how warm you want it to go. Anything special I need to know about working this, Janine?
Well, first of all, you know, I love when you mentioned before about how for queen and king, you each get your own remote, because that's really important, especially in a marriage, because if someone doesn't even want their side of the bed turned on, you know, that's like a big deal. You have to be comfortable. It's completely soundless to use. You wouldn't, so if you do change it in the middle of the night, you know, your spouse isn't going to be annoyed.
Great.
20 heat settings, that's very significant. And the reason why that's important, it seems like that's an awful lot, but it's important because, you know, sleep is very individualized, and people, the temperature they want to sleep at is very important. So the auto off feature here, you can actually turn that off. So it's going to turn off, the blanket itself is going to turn off after 10 hours. However, if you want to disable that feature, you can. I really don't recommend that, because I like the fact that it's going to automatically turn off.
Yeah.
And the fact that
again, a lot of times you might have a rushed morning, and then halfway to the office you're like, oh, I left the electric blanket on, right? It's like leaving the iron on or leaving a candle burning.
Yeah.
So just, you know, let it turn off on its own, or know that that's always going to be in play in case you forget to turn it off.
And the reason why Sunbeam did that is they're very sensitive. You know, a lot of people get very, very cold. Sometimes the elderly, sometimes people that don't feel well, and that was why they did it. It was actually a customer request.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so that's why. And this is machine washable, and I really appreciate the fact that the washing instructions are sewn into the blanket. Sunbeam items, you know, they last for, you know, a very long time, and you do tend to forget little things like that, and you throw instructions away. And to throw in the washer, you would just literally disconnect right here at the electrical source. But I'll tell you, this is literally the nicest blanket that I've ever presented, and definitely my favorite. And as far as having to gift couples, I always know what to get my sister. I'll tell you what, I never know what to get my brother-in-law.
Right,
you know, so it's nice to be able to give the joint gift.
Well, I also think that twin size is great for a college dorm room, you know. Again, little kids who just want to be a little bit warmer as they're sleeping. Maybe there's a drafty room in the house that just never can get warm enough. If you live in an older home and there's just always this chill. I would also suggest that twin size could be a great oversized heated throw, you know, or, you know, somebody that you know know, that's maybe at home convalescing, or on those sick days where you're just not feeling so great and you just want to cuddle up on the couch and get warm and cozy, this is going to allow you to do that from a very gentle, low setting. And then you're able to increase that, not from low to high, but really very gradual to find that perfect level of warmth. Look how soft and plush this is. I mean, it truly, the velvet plush is the perfect description for this fabric. I mean, look how soft, look how light, look how plush this is. It's not gonna shed, it's not gonna pill. Even when you don't even have the blanket on, there's a sense of cozy, but then that gentle warmth that really kind of goes up and down the entire blanket. So your feet stay nice and cozy warm, your body is nice and warm, and you're always in control of how warm or not you want the blanket to be.
And you know, whether you, like you said, you might not even want the heat on. And you know what, and little things like this that you can really snuggle into a blanket and, you know, and really snuggle yourself into it because it's so fluid.
Yeah.
And you know, the neat thing is, for some reason, if it was ever to pinch in an actual area, the blanket would know just not to send heat to that particular area. But you know, Jill, I think everyone can relate. Even my children, sometimes I literally go to bed achy. And sometimes I know my little kids go to bed achy too because they're playing sports and they're out in the cold and then they're sweating. And there's definitely a true sense of comfort just for those achy bones and muscles to get that, to lull yourself to sleep.
Therapeutic, isn't it? You know?
Definitely. Heat's definitely therapeutic.
I mean, Sunbeam's been so popular here on QVC with some of their heating pads, right? So now you have a blanket that you can, you know, still lie down on top of it if you want to and get warm that way. Or again, cuddle up underneath it and feel the warmth there. Beautiful colors. This is the wine. It's a beautiful, almost like a garnet, kind of a, you know, burgundy shade. Really pretty. It actually matches my nail polish just perfect.
Oh, it does.
Not that you're going to plan your nail polish with your blankets, but sometimes it works out. Here's the blue, which is a great universal color, right? Boys and girls, men and women. Then we have that sand, which is that wonderful kind of champagne color. That's machine washable, don't forget. So if you're worried about, oh, what if it gets dirty? Machine wash, tumble dry, you're good to go. Then we have that eggplant, that wonderful, rich, deep, plummy purple. There's the chocolate brown, for those of you who like those richer tones. Then we have an olive green and a wonderful, soft, almost platinum-like gray. Your easy pay here is one of the best easy pays we have in the entire show for the next 2 hours. So you're getting 5 easy payments here. It's H203293. How about your mother-in-law who's always cold? My grandmother, my Grandma Bauer, God love her, she lived to be 90 years old. She lived in Arizona and was freezing all the time. I'm not quite sure how that can happen, but she was always cold. And so, you know, gifts like this were perfect for her because she loved to be cozy warm. You know, she was the one who always loved the new pajamas and the new slippers and a new warm blanket year round. So who's that person who's always cold in your life? Even for someone that you know that's in assisted living, or maybe they're going through a rehab hospital right now, trying to make things a little more home-like for them during their convalescence and their stay. It's going to be a wonderful item for somebody to use in those kinds of settings. It's very thoughtful if you think about it.
It's very thoughtful. It's very loving. It's such a warm, it's a warm blanket and it's a warm thought.
Yeah.
Because so often we don't buy luxury items like this for ourselves. We tend to buy it for everyone else.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm trying to be a little nicer to myself this year, Jill. I have to let you know.
All right.
And I've really been enjoying, you know, the nicer things like a heated blanket at the end of the day. I mean, I'm not the type that's going to go to a spa, but you know what? I will take an extra 15 minutes and snuggle up with the blanket and read a book. You know, it's very nice.
The other thing too to think about with something like this is, you know, it's something that you can leave on your bed all year round. And in the months that are chilly, you use the electric mode, and the months that are not, it's still just a wonderful blanket to keep on the bed. You know, the electric blankets of old were all done in kind of almost sort of like a nappy fleece. You know, they weren't the nicest blankets.
Oh, I remember.
We used them for function to keep us warm, but they weren't the nicest blankets. What Sunbeam's done here is given you an amazing blanket. I mean, super lightweight, right? Nothing that's stiff. You'd never know that there were those warming wires on the inside to keep you warm, but look how luxurious and regal and wonderful this is going to be. So it's H203293, blue, wine, sand, gray, olive, eggplant, and chocolate. Machine washable and tumble dry. I love that feature. It
And
makes
you know-
it so easy to care for.
And on top of it being luxurious, Jill, it's so nice not to heat your entire house.
Yeah,
I live in a
good
very old
point.
house from
Yeah.
the 1800s. I can never get the house warm. Somebody's cold in the house at all times. So
Yeah.
I have a little bit of comfort putting these, on everyone's bed in my house. I'm not worried about someone being cold. But also, I'm not worried about me raising the heat so high.
For the entire house.
That's literally going out the drafty windows,
Yes,
mind you.
right.
But just heat yourself. Don't lower your thermostat at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And get snugly in bed. And
love it.
little things like that can make a big difference economically. And we all know that it's going to be a long, cold winter. We really do.
It always is,
Yeah.
right? I don't care what the forecasters say, it's just cold. So think about this as a couple's gift. So again, what do you get your brother and sister-in-law? What do you get your mother and father-in-law? Give them the gift of warmth with something luxurious, easy to take care of, beautiful colors, and that trusted Sunbeam name. This is item number H203293, comes packaged just like this, 20 heat settings from very gentle warmth all the way up to a higher mode and everywhere in between. And don't forget, 2 controls for queen and king sizes so that each sleep partner can get exactly the level of comfort and warmth that they want. Janine, thank you.
Well, thank
so
you,
nice to
Jill.
see you. Stay
Thank
on the line
you.
if you're dialing in for that, everybody. Do we have a great dessert coming up. This is going to